Hi everybody, this is Lee Oakey. Just wanting to give you a 7-day update for those of you who have listened to my previous posts. I've sent some information out concerning a very exciting new business that I've been looking at for the last 3 months or so. A lot of my friends have got involved with this, and it's something that many people have said to me in the last week or so, well, is it too good to be true? Most of these things normally are, but certainly my experiences are anything but that at the moment. Um, Long term, and long term I mean maybe 3 months, 6 months in, this certainly is something that could be life changing to a lot of people. And the great thing about it is that, as far as I'm concerned, there is zero risk to anybody getting involved with any initial investment. But I wanted to give you a 7-day update before I go into a bit more detail. I was just going to share with you today a little bit more on the makings and how the business works, but I wanted to give you an understanding of what I've achieved in 7 days, so very short period of time. I initially invested $415. But before we go into that, just to show you, this is today's date, 3rd of September 2012, and it's 12:48 Eastern Time, 10:48 my time here on the Pacific Time. And let's just drop into the Banners Broker account, which is my account here. Banners Broker is basically one of Google's streams, nothing to do with Google incidentally, but a company very similar in that they secure space on websites in order to allow other advertisers, companies to advertise banner advertising. And pay their affiliates a commission, which is everything that Google does other than Google doesn't pay any commission back to their affiliates. So just to give you an overview, we'll go straight into the wallet, which is the important thing, my e-wallet, which is where the money drops into. And if we take a look at that now, what you'll be able to see from this, if you haven't actually followed my 2 previous posts, I'm just waiting for that to load. I've got a lot of windows open, but I actually launched the business back here on the 26th, 27th of August, so 7 days ago. And if you can see from this top right corner here, this is my earnings to date. So you'll see in the top right hand corner, 7 days in, my earnings to date are $315. And underneath that is the expected earnings as my panels finish or mature. Now, depending on the panels that you have, which are advertising panels on that I rent on websites, and I don't need to know where those websites are. Some of them mature in 4 weeks, some 6, some 8, some 10, some 12, and some can be longer. We tend to focus on the panels that mature in 4 and 6 weeks because it assists cash flow. So in 4 or 6 weeks' time, I'm expecting this, if not sooner, to have matured and produced a return of $1,200, as it states here. And all that happens is that gets reinvested. I can leave some of it in my e-wallet and spend it, transfer it to my bank, or I can reinvest it where it will buy $1,200 worth of new panels. Bearing in mind my original investment, if you look down to the bottom here, was $415. That moved so well and started to generate income so well in the first 2 or 3 days. I have subsequently invested in another 14 panels at an additional $200. So I'm about $615 in as an investment. You can start this with as little as $25, and as I say, I'm quite happy to guarantee anybody's initial investment. If you don't want to continue with it for whatever reason, though it's extremely unlikely once you see how it performs, I'm quite happy to refund your money, but on the condition that I get your account and your panels within it. What I wanted to state is obviously the way that this compounds quite simply, and I've given you an overview, is that once your panels have matured, and I've given you a timeline on those, then you have the option of taking 50% of the revenue and spending that, or obviously reinvesting that to buy more panels and let it go through its motions again for another 4 or 6 weeks. But if you understand compounding, quite simply, if they're running for another 4 or 6 weeks, this $1,200 that it will pay out for my initial investment of $600 now to date will simply compound in the same period. So I would expect to see this now then changing to 2,400, and then we go again 4 to 6 weeks later to 4,800, And if you want to do the maths thereafter, I'll leave you to work that out, but it doesn't take very long to become a very serious number. I've put a link again, as I did on my previous post, at the bottom for those of you who don't already have a free account. I have been asked, and comments that keep coming back to me, which is the same comments I had 3 months ago when I first looked at this. Is it too good to be true? Well, no is the simple answer. This is a live running business. Everybody that is in our Facebook group, and there's now I think 65, 70 individuals, all of which are seeing similar results to what I'm showing you here. I've got people that are 9 months into this, and if you want to have a one-to-one conversation with me, very happy to tell you or even show you what's sitting in their e-wallet at the moment. It's quite staggering, and that's purely because it compounds if you reinvest. But feel free to open your free account below. I will give you another update in probably about a week's time, so you can see 2 weeks in exactly where the earnings are to date. Feel free to drop me a line. What I would suggest is Skype me or give me a call through on the numbers that I've put on below this post, and I'll happily take you through it for 15 minutes. It is an unbelievable business. Do take a look. Speak to you soon. Bye bye.